7 aquarium mistakes that I've made, and that hopefully, once you hear about them, you won't have to make them yourself. Every one of these mistakes are from my own personal experiences. So stick till the end, because who knows, maybe the last one is the one that resonates with you. Number 1. Glass CO2 Diffuser. Guys, I keep making the same mistake. They look amazing, but there's a reason why I always stop buying them. Every time I clean them, it's a gamble. It's too difficult to get them off the hose. And since I'm not the most careful person, I end up breaking them, and I keep messing up my hands. That's why I buy these plastic ones. They don't look as nice, but they're way safer. But me being me, after a few months, I get really optimistic and think I'm going to be more careful this time. And then the cycle repeats. If you're a little clumsy, they might not be for you. Number 2. Serious stone tank. I think this was a beautiful tank. The hardscape placing, the whole Anubias theme, I really enjoyed it. But it was very difficult to maintain. And that was mostly because I chose serious stones as the only hardscape element. And they leach a lot of calcium into the water. It's a beautiful and unique stone, but I had way too much of it in one tank. If you want to build a tank with rocks as the only hardscape element, I recommend you use something like dragonstone or lava rock. Something that doesn't leach anything into the water. And if you really want to use serious stones, which I get, they're gorgeous, just try to use something else as the base and only use serious stones to cover it. That way, you'll get the looks, but you won't have so much of it in the tank. Number 3. Setting up an outdoor aquarium. I don't think the idea itself is a mistake, but there's so much involved, and it's so much different than an indoor aquarium. First, my tap water was too hard. I ended up needing a reverse osmosis filter. But then, in just a week, it got completely overtaken by algae. I had to buy these corrugated plastic panels to reduce light exposure and to keep rainwater from getting in it and messing up the water harness. And even after all that, I did not cover the tank good enough, and now it's full of frog babies. So I'm going to have to get all the plants and fish out of it just to be able to catch the frogs, because they are super fast. My point is, if you know what you're doing, go ahead. But if you're thinking of doing it for the first time, just know that even though it's possible, there's a lot to it. If you're enjoying this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy other videos in the channel. So remember to like and subscribe for more weekly content just like this. Number 4. Using wild plants in your aquarium. Again, not necessarily a bad thing. I've done it a few times, and sometimes it works. In my own experience, I don't think it's worth it. You never know what you're bringing into your tank. There could be snails on it, or other kind of pest, or even bacteria or parasites. It's risky. And not every plant you find is going to survive underwater. Out of all the times that I've done this, and it's been quite a few, I've only been able to transition one plant into its underwater form. This one right here. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's a type of Ludwigia. But even then, it's hard to propagate it, and it doesn't grow into bushes like other stem plants do. You could definitely try it if you want, but I don't believe the outcome is worth the risk. Number 5. Do not ignore shipping problems. If you buy aquatic plants online, you probably know what I mean. I used to buy all my plants from this shop, which I won't mention by name. And every time I did, I lost plants due to shipping problems. I continued to ignore this issue until it got really bad. In the last order I received, I lost about 80% of my order. And then half of what I was able to save, I lost in the transition process from immersed to submerged. If you are also dealing with this problem, you don't have to settle. There are plenty of choices out there. Even if you can get all the plants you want from the same shop, you are better off buying from a couple of different places. As long as they have a good shipping method, I can almost guarantee you that you'll end up saving money. Number 6. Be aware of your fish during maintenance sessions. They can be curious, especially if you feed them by hand. They'll feel comfortable around you and won't swim away. Sometimes they'll even swim towards whatever you're doing. In my own experience, the ones you need to be more aware of are amano shrimps. If you keep the filter off for a while but leave the lily pipes in the water, they will climb into the hose. I always shake the hose around a little bit before throwing away the water in it. If there's a shrimp in there, it'll start to swim, and you'll be able to spot it. Don't think it's weird. Believe me, they do this. If you don't want to lose shrimp, it's just something that you're going to have to deal with. Number 7. Get a surface skimmer. Do this sooner rather than later. Surface oil causes so many issues. It houses bacteria, and not the good kind. Also, it prevents gas exchange, which is so important in a planted aquarium. The benefits of a surface skimmer are many. If I had one in my outdoor tank, it would have caught the frog eggs before they hatched. And now I wouldn't have to spend hours during the weekend trying to get them out. It's one of those things that you try to avoid, but end up having to get it anyways. So you might as well do it now. Those were 7 mistakes that I made so that you don't have to. Hopefully, this video was helpful and you were able to get some value from it. If you did, please leave a comment below and I'll make sure to answer it. See you all next week.